Here's your news for October 12, 2019. Just 1 week after the premiere on Fox, and this week's SmackDown was another huge show thanks to the WWE Draft. During the show, Raw's Universal Champion Seth Rollins got a huge win over SmackDown's Roman Reigns, allowing Raw to get the first pick, which ended up being Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. Over the night, Raw got some huge stars, with the OC, Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, Bobby Lashley, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Kevin Owens, Natalya, the Viking Raiders, and NXT's Street Profits all heading to the Red brand. In response, SmackDown drafted Roman Reigns, The Fiend Bray Wyatt, Sasha Banks, Braun Strowman, Lacey Evans, the SmackDown Tag Champs The Revival, all three members of the Lucha House Party, all representing Team Blue. Since this was just the first round of the draft, there are now several superstars who are free agents, including Cesaro, Humberto Carrillo, Akira Tozawa, Sin Cara, Eric Young, EC3, Chad Gable, Drew Gulak, the B-Team, Tamina, and Heath Slater, who fans may recall going undrafted in the 2016 brand split. One superstar who isn't in either Raw or SmackDown's draft pool is Matt Hardy, despite the former ECW champion having a legion of fans. A veteran of the industry, Hardy seemingly is preparing to embark on a singles run, especially after Jeff's recent troubles with the law, which may take a while to be resolved. Taking to Twitter, Matt wrote about not being in the draft pool, which according to the rules, classes him as a free agent, so he can choose where he wants to go next. At this later stage of his career, the Woken One seems focused on helping other talent and helping to cement his own legacy in the company, so expect the V1 superstar to have some interesting feuds and moments over the next few months. If, like Hardy, you couldn't wait to see who was being drafted, then you didn't need to sit through a 2-hour Raw when you could have just checked WWE.com during the show. On Thursday, WWE posted their draft pools on the website, and many fans noticed that the ones seen on TV were happening in the exact same order as the one listed on WWE.com. At some point during the show, someone backstage must have noticed what had happened, as Stephanie McMahon shuffled up the last draft picks, and the list on the site is now listed alphabetically. The WWE Draft will continue on next week's episode of Raw, so hopefully WWE can avoid giving away the results before the show is finished. There was more on SmackDown this week than the draft, as 10-time Women's Champion Charlotte Flair had her latest reign cut short by the fully heel Bayley. Showing up to SmackDown with a brand new haircut and no ponytail, it seems the old huggable Bayley is gone, and this was confirmed when she popped all the inflatable Bayley buddies. After losing the SmackDown Women's title at Hell in a Cell, Bayley got a rematch against the Queen last night, and shockingly won the match, getting her new persona over. Showing a much meaner streak in the ring, Bayley wasn't afraid to get in the referee's face after a 2 count, and even pulled on Charlotte's hair when the Queen attempted the figure 8 to get the pinfall win. As of now, Flair remains undrafted, so this could be a sign that she's returning to Raw, but only time will tell. What we do know for certain is that Bayley is the champ again, and after saying "bitches" and telling the fans "screw all of you," it seems the hugger is no more. Well, SmackDown was a huge show. There was plenty more huge news yesterday, as Cain Velasquez has reportedly signed with WWE and retired from the UFC. According to ESPN's Mark Raimondi, the 37-year-old fighter has signed a lucrative multi-year deal with WWE and has withdrawn the USADA's testing pool from UFC. At a special press conference held in Las Vegas before SmackDown, Velasquez was announced as the opponent of the new WWE champion Brock Lesnar, who will defend the title on October 31st at Crown Jewel. This will be Cain's third match of the year, after competing at Triple Mania in August and their New York Uprising event shortly after. There had been reports of Velasquez potentially signing with either New Japan or AEW, but after his debut last week, as well as the press conference, it seems Velasquez is here to stay in WWE. Speaking to ESPN last week, Velasquez spoke about wrestling being his focus, saying, "My family's into it. They love it. They're super excited. I haven't seen them excited over something like this in a while. It's cool." Fans of UFC will famously remember Velasquez defeating the Beast at UFC 121 for the heavyweight title in December 2010, but after a 13-1 record, injuries would cause the Mexican-American star to slow down, and he had just 3 more matches, losing 2 of them over a 6-year stretch, with his last bout seeing the former champion lose in just 26 seconds to Francis Ngannou in February this year. After the announcement of Lesnar vs. Velasquez, the Beast appeared on SmackDown, where he and advocate Paul Heyman spoke about the upcoming match, saying Lesnar is ready to get his win back. The ECW magnate didn't have long to talk though, as he was interrupted by Rey Mysterio and Velasquez, who promised to give Brock another scar similar to the one he received back at UFC 121. Though many fans aren't thrilled of the idea of a part-time superstar defending the WWE Championship against a fighter-turned-wrestler in his first match, it seems the match will happen in what will be a hugely physical contest. Also from the press conference, WWE confirmed that Braun Strowman will take on boxing champ Tyson Fury at Crown Jewel, and these matches will join the Team Hogan vs. Team Flair matchup that will take place at the latest show as part of the company's 10-year deal with Saudi Arabia. Speaking of fighters joining WWE, former Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey hasn't been seen on TV in a while after suffering her first ever loss in the main event of WrestleMania 35 to the Man Becky Lynch. Rousey, who's currently rehabbing from a serious finger injury she suffered while filming Fox's 911, is currently listed on WWE.com's alumni section, but could be moved back to being part of the roster very soon. Speaking in the media scrum following the Crown Jewel press conference, WWE COO Triple H was asked about Rousey, and very confidently said, "She's coming back." Bold words by the King of Kings, but there's currently no timetable for Rousey's return, though Triple H did say it would happen sooner rather than later. Since her departure, there's been speculation on Rousey wanting to start a family with her husband Travis Browne, so ultimately, it comes down to what the baddest woman on the planet decides to do. Back to the WWE draft now, and next week's Raw will kick off in a major way with a special interpromotional match. In a rematch from Hell in a Cell, SmackDown's Sasha Banks will face Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, the winner getting the very first pick for her show. With Raw being a 3-hour show, expect many more superstars to be drafted, as the WWE prepares to shake things up one more time. Now, we all know that WWE name changes happen all the time, and well, some are good, others aren't. For example, the transition of Rocky Maivia to The Rock arguably saved the Samoan's career, but at Hell in a Cell, King Corbin decided to rename Chad Gable Shorty Gable, and the nickname has stuck since then. Now, it seems Gable's name is officially Shorty, as it's what appeared on his nameplate during SmackDown where he lost to the King of the Ring. According to reports, Vince McMahon is giving Gable the nickname because he likes him, though we feel there are better ways to show your affection than embarrassing one of your employees. WWE has been seemingly preparing this storyline for a while, as they trademarked the name Shorty G several months back, so fans can only hope that the former Olympian and tag champion is able to pull it off. While Gable came up short on this week's SmackDown to the King, things were much better for the New Day, who were able to topple the OC in 6-man tag team action. In a hard-fought match for club supremacy, it was Kingston who got the win for his team, pinning the United States champion AJ Styles in a truly mixed week for the African star. It was only a week ago that Kingston lost the WWE Championship in shocking fashion to Brock Lesnar, being pinned by the Beast in seconds. And while it was nice to see Kofi, Woods, and Big E get the win tonight, it's not hard to see this match as a major step down for Kingston. With Cain Velasquez appearing and the match with Lesnar set for Crown Jewel, it seems Kofi has already been dropped from the main event picture and is now once again back in the mid-card. Well, we spoke about Crown Jewel earlier, and the matches that were announced during the press conference, and one superstar who has had plenty to say is Braun Strowman. Appearing at the press conference, the Monster Among Men had an intense stare-down with the lineal boxing heavyweight champion, and while Strowman gave props to his upcoming opponent, calling him, quote, a bad dude, the Monster warned Fury that the WWE is his world, where they don't wear gloves. In response, Fury said how although he's a big WWE fan, he doesn't fear Braun, and during a handshake, the two would get into a verbal altercation that saw Triple H get involved. When asked how he's preparing to take on someone who isn't as experienced as he might be in the ring, Strowman said that he was following the standard protocol. You know, I go about it just like I do every day. It's no different than any other WWE superstar I've had to face in the past in WWE. Tyson Fury is just another opportunity for me to go out there and show the world what I'm capable of doing. So I've been in the gym as usual, eating, fueling the meat castle, getting ready to take on Tyson Fury. Strowman was then asked if he'd been studying any tape on what Fury has been up to in order to keep prepared, but Strowman gave a much wilder answer. "I've been headbutting brick walls to toughen my skull up," he said. When it comes to the near altercation between the two at the press conference, Strowman acknowledged it was just the competitiveness between the two. "It is what it is. We're two grown men and larger-than-life personalities, and sometimes things get a little escalated, and with a big fight like this coming up, I might be poking at him a little bit to see if I can get him rustled." Needless to say, Fury and Strowman are preparing hard for this match, so when the two duke it out later this month, it'll be a must-see event. Fury further talks on the transition from boxing to wrestling. He says, "It's gonna be an amazing transition. I'm a natural entertainer. If you watch boxing, then you know that I'm the biggest personality in the sport, so to come over here and get involved in WWE, it's an excellent opportunity for me. I'm a quick learner. I'm like a duck in water when it comes to learning things, so hopefully I'll learn some good moves and try them out on Braun. I've been training at the Performance Center in Orlando for the past week. I'm gonna train there for another 2 weeks, go to London and train there. I take everything seriously. I didn't come here to throw a few punches and Braun Strowman is knocked out. I came here to learn and appreciate what these guys do. I don't take anything for granted. I work really hard at everything I do." The match between Fury and Strowman is a big deal for WWE, and while some fans may not like the idea of the match, much like the Lesnar-Velasquez bout, expect some big hits on October 31st at Crown Jewel. And finally today we're ending with some news from Bray Wyatt, as the newly drafted SmackDown star made his presence known on last night's show. As we reported earlier, Seth Rollins was able to defeat Roman Reigns in the show's opener to give Raw the first draft pick, but that win came via DQ after The Fiend got involved. Crawling from under the ring, Wyatt would proceed to drag Rollins to the depths of hell, though the Architect was able to escape but was left shaken by the attack. The controversial ending to their Hell in a Cell match last week is still fresh in the minds of the fans, but with rumors of a rematch at Survivor Series, it seems WWE is ready to try and do things right this time and help preserve the character and the mystique of The Fiend.